because those creatures were good luck. And the reason they were good luck is when those sailing ships wrecked on these shallow reefs all around the world, quite often the only survivors were the pigs and the chickens and the roosters and the other livestock. Because when their crates broke open, the pigs and livestock would swim ashore and the chickens and roosters would ride in on the debris or ride the backs of the pigs. And so you can still go to an island in the Bahamas and the Exumas to this day called Pig Island. And now people do cruise ships excursions to swim with the descendants of these shipwrecked pigs. And they're peeing and pooping in the water all around you. So really, you're just swimming in pig poop, surrounded by salted pork.
Surrounded by salted pork.
There's so much work happening on lot 5, guys. So this lot, anybody know? Linda, you got a t-shirt? Anybody know who used to own this lot?
My name is Christina.
Christine, sorry. My God.
Oh my God.
Christine, sorry. I meet so many people. I don't even know what my name is sometimes.
Yes, I do have a t-shirt.
Okay. And so, who used to own lot 5?
Young.
Young what?
Oh, hell.
Robert Young. Who's in there?
No, Mike cheated. It's okay. Somebody else said it.
So Robert Young, just Google it. He bought this off Fred Nolan, and he owned it since '96. But he's got a tale of woe. Even though he owned this property, he was never allowed to drive across the causeway to access it.
He's live.
Honey, are you live right now?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
we are live. If anybody does not want to be on YouTube, let me know. Raise your hand.
Right now. No, I'm playing with that. I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I was just looking at it.
There's Colin, Linda, Kat. What?
Linda?
Did you answer the question?
Yeah, she got it.
Thank you.
There's Fiona up on the beach.
Okay, so there's
She's in the.
Fiona in the hole.
She's in the hole. In the lot 5
So
hole.
yeah, just Google lot 5. Okay, so Google Robert Young, and you will actually read his story. And so, even though he owned this lot since '96, he was never allowed to drive across the causeway twice.
Oh,
So
right.
he had to make 4,500 trips in a small boat named Bubbles after the Trailer Park Boys. And so, when he died, he actually left this lot to St. Mary's University in the province of Nova Scotia for the period of 1 year to do archaeological research. The province didn't do anything with it, so then it went up for sale, and that's when the treasure group bought it. And so now it's been worked on since that period. So there's found so much on this lot that you will see on the show this year. So,
Maya,
start with
Chrissy, and Lorraine.
Having so much fun listening to Tony's accent.
Oh, I'm from my home bay, so my home bay accent.
I was going to say, that is not from here.
I'm terrible, aren't I? No, I am English, believe it or not. But I lived in New Zealand for a bunch of years, and then, well, basically all over the place.
So are you and Gary from similar or close to England?
No, he's from the north and I'm from the south.
Okay.
So there's absolutely no rivalry between the north and south.
And the accent actually is different. Yeah.
So Gary might sometimes text me on a Friday night, rub it up.
Rub it up.
And rub it up means pub.
Oh.
And so what we do is then we leg it down the front toes and rub it up so that we line before we're from the pub.
Wait a minute. I need to get that on video. Say that again. Jeff, you got a bug and anchor. Yeah.
So yeah, rub it up's got your rhyming slang. Yeah, so you might have like apple and pear stairs with some fruit soup. So it's market talk. So Gary talks a lot of Cockney rhyming slang. And so there you'll see up in the
He
tree.
sounds like he's from Australia.
No.
But I mean, I know he's from England, but his says pooter.
It's from a different place, you see. When he grew up, his mum would say, "Boy, Gaz, pass the pewter, mate." You know? Where mine would have said, "I say, Tony, can you please pass the pewter?"
That's it.
So that tree there, that's a giant osprey nest.
Oh, yes.
And so those osprey live a long time. They're more actually related to a falcon than an eagle. And so she's been in that tree for years. My grandmother used to take me to Warwick Castle as a child to watch the falcons. And they would get the rabbits and the squirrels and all that sort of stuff. And then we'd go home and have rabbit pie for supper. So you see, with these falcons being so old or so long-lived, they teach their chicks how to eat rats and mice and fish and snakes. And then when they can fly, she kicks them out of the nest. And so I had an American lady the other day, she said she wishes she could do that to her daughters as well. But any Star Wars fans here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so because these falcons are so long-lived, or these osprey and they're related to the falcon, that makes all the chicks born on the island millennial falcons. I'm here all week. Well, we have lots of deer on the island as well.
Oh.
And so the deer actually swim between the islands here in Mahone Bay.
What?
That's how the deer get from one island to another. So just like moose and horses, cows and pigs, deer are good swimmers as well.
Yeah, and with all this,
Steer the pants off me a couple of times.
What's that, bud?
I said I've had the deer on the island steer the pants off me a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
You went to an island, figured you're all by yourself, and set it down to the grass, pop it out, pop it out.
Do you know what you call a deer with no eyes?
Dare I ask?
No, why deer? What about a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. Exactly.
okay, that's Nolan's property right there. And that is, I don't know if that would be where the dam would be.
So there you'll see the digger working in the swamp, guys. So that's just north of the eye of the swamp.
Would that be maybe where they thought the dam might be?
But you never know.
That looks right.
I love the enigmatic answers.
Sorry about the jumping around camera there. I'm doing my
So
best
that's
to
Fred
hold it in the wind and the boat here today.
And so the Nolan's crossing here.
But they're definitely working over there.
Mercy, all that. And then the northernmost point of the swamp is by the Nolan's house there on the beach. And this brig retaining wall, that was actually put in by Tom to save the property from those storms. So you'll see where is it? There's a little white buoy, and that's where I found those artifacts under the water, just here. So you see off my starboard side?
Oh yeah.
I think that was on season 11, I don't know what episode 1 or 2. And that's where we found the clay sailor's pipe, which is the mineral. And what they said was a Chinese coin, which was actually a lead washer. A lead washer. So here, this is where we're ending up into the Oak Island Triangle there. Oh, you mean right on the hill there, Christine?
Yes.
Yeah.
That there is an alien burial ground.
It's just a pile of rocks.
It's a special pile of rocks. It's left over from Tom's home.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Porter, you're such a card. You need to be dealt with.
So this here is a strange area, jesting aside.
Yes.
This is the Oak Island Triangle. So this is where everything strange happens. So this is your Skinwalker Ranch of Oak Island. So this is where GPS fail, underwater communications between me and Marty fail. This is where cell phones go into airplane mode. Anything electronic hates this area, and we don't know why. And so over the last 12 years of filming, I can't even remember now. It's way up, close to 100 incidences of things going on.
Wow.
So me and Dr. Spooner, we had 5 sounders. So he had 3 sounders on board, and that was a sub-bottom profiler, which penetrates the silt. And he had 2 sounders similar to mine. I had 2 sounders on board. all different power supplies, so they were isolated from each other, and all 5 of them failed going through here at the same time. Not once, but 3 times.
Wow.
And so some people think this is a spiritual area, spiritual for the indigenous, or maybe for the Shambhala Buddhists that have been moving up to Nova Scotia since the 1970s. Others say, no, it's a shipwreck on the bottom of the ocean, and maybe it's the cannon or the artifacts on board that are causing a magnetic anomaly. Some people say it's 2 tectonic plates where they meet. Others say it's a gold vein from the Gold River, and it's called the Gold River for a reason. They used to mine gold there and pound gold. And so that vein, some people believe, comes all the way out here and through Oak Island, which could cause an anomaly under the ocean, but also could cause elevated gold samples on the island. Then other people believe it's an alien spaceship. We don't know. All we do know is that if something is going to go wrong, it's going to happen here. So in 12 years of filming, we've only had one good thing happen here, and that was, I think, from memory, 2019. But again, just Google it, and just Google Oak Island Rescue, and you can see we were out here and we're talking with a bunch of tourists about all the funny things that happen here. We look ahead and we see a man's head just bobbing in the water, no life jacket. So we get close to him, and he's not doing so well. So we gaff him with a boat hook, we get him on board, stabilize his breathing, but he's taken on a lot of water, affected the surfactant in his lungs. So then we call for the ambulance and the life flight helicopter to come and pick him up. So we get him to shore, put him on O2, get an IV in him, and he starts to go downhill. So they fly him to the hospital, and he spends 3 days on a ventilator. Finally, he recovers and they release him. So when we were talking to Brian, he said he doesn't remember going into the water, doesn't remember us picking him up, doesn't remember the helicopter ride. The last thing he remembers is going in and out of the water, thinking the sharks will get him. So he left Mahone Bay at 10 o'clock that morning. He boarded a 12-foot aluminium dinghy with a 4.5 horse outboard, going back to Western Shore. And in the rough weather, he capsized and went into the water. We picked his body up at 2:42 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Brian said that he owed his life to us, when in reality he owes his life to global warming and the changing weather patterns. Because we had had 2 weeks of easterly winds, and our water temperature, surface temperature, was around 22 degrees Celsius. Normally we should be around 14. So that's what saved Brian's life.
What year was that, Tony?
I think it was 2019 or 20, Kat. Just
Okay.
Google it.
All right.
And so here, if you want to put your hand in the water, you can see our new reality. This here is what our water temperature is like now. So you can actually just stick your hand in. You could go for a swim in that easily. Go on, give it a go.
I'll stick my hand in. I'm good.
I'm just gonna fall.
I hope you guys can hear okay. Let me know if you can't.
Right boat here. Boat coming across and they go across earlier. So when we the guys go through, burst the flames. Anyway, we went over. They had no gear. So we had fire go, so they fire shit the boat with the flames out. Anyway, Cove to Western Shore. This is a fluke of all the places.
Right in the triangle.
Literally, there's fumes still coming. As you pass here, you see smoke coming out. It's like, that boat's on fire. And then it's like, whoop, just stop in the water. Put over, grab it.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Linda.
Wow.
I mean, you can't make this shit up, guys. Just Google it. You know? And it's on Facebook. It must be true. But this here, this is the boulderless beach area.
The boulderless
So this here
beach.
is very strange. So this is of interest not only to Fred and Dan, but also Rick and Marty and the team as well. This is actually the first area that me and Marty and Alex dove together, just off this point. So that was way back.
That was a long time ago.
That was when Alex was a kid.
Better go for a
Yeah,
swim.
Alex still had a man body.
So that was season 1. Yeah.
Oh, me and Matt Buck.
The interesting thing about this though is this is the deepest place on Oak Island. So if you were to anchor out there in that 60-foot channel, this would be an easy place to bring stuff ashore by using whalers, piangas, caravels, and those small vessels. The other advantage to anchoring there in the channel is it gives you clear view of the open ocean of anything that's coming this way.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think that the old sailors would have moved some?
Well, I don't know. The strange thing is, it's the boulderless beach. Some people say, oh no, it was the glaciers that did it. But you see, if it was a glacier, if it was terminal moraine or lateral moraine, if the glacier was receding, the lateral moraine So both sides would deposit rocks. Okay? If it was terminal moraine or coming, or if it was the end of the glacier coming out, again, it wouldn't deposit. Not clear spaces like that. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, way smarter people pondered this than me. But as Colin mentioned before, boulders, people back then were way smarter than us. If they wanted to move the boulder, they were their mother nature. They would dig a trench around it, fill it with water. They were more in tune with their bodies. They could feel when the storm was coming. And then they would let the water come in around the boulder and freeze, open it up to the ocean. And then as that salt water froze around it as well here in the winter, as the tide rose, lift that boulder up and carry it out to sea. And that happens to this day every year. I have tourists come and they get me put moorings in for them. And I say at the end of the season, I'll drop your mooring bill and let the chain go to the mud. Some people are tight. And they say, no, I don't want to do that. It'll be here next year. And then they come back in the spring. And they say, somebody stole my mooring. What happened is at low tide, the bay froze around their mooring chain. As the tide rises, it lifts their mooring off the boulder. And the ice carries it out to sea. Exactly.
Tony, there was like 3 stakes out there with red
Three
flags.
steps.
Like 3.
Was there onions and mushrooms with them?
No, Harry's.
And there's flags up on the hill.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a bunch of flags.
There's a whole bunch of flags up on the hill.
See, I can't see any
Oh,
of
yeah.
those. They must be invisible.
Oh,
See, they're alien snakes.
you're colorblind.
Yeah, there really is. Christina's right. Up on that hillside right there, without the trees, there is a lot of pink stakes that are probably Gary Drayton's markings where he's found a hit, and yeah, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the snakes, okay?
Is that Billy in that?
Now we're coming around here to Smith's Cove, and there's some stuff happening up there. I don't.
Whenever you're ready. I don't care.
We'll do it on the other side, guys.
How far out is it? I mean, I know you can see it on the snow here.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, Linda. I hope you guys can still hear me. We're coming around now, and there is activity at the wash plant. I'm going to try to get this as best I can. It's pretty loud over there. All right, we're going to get some shots here of this. But they are working the wash plant right now. And everything is going into, it looks like it's washing out of there
Is that Ian?
and going into a
Who is that, Carl? Is that Ian? I can't tell who's waving.
Yeah, it's working. And the excavator is, the big long excavator is putting the spoils into it, looks like. So they are working some material right now. I'm doing my best to hold still here.
What are they doing that for? Like, what's the reason?
They're going through the spoils looking for any artifacts.
They put it in the hopper, and then it goes on the conveyor belt, the washer table, that shakes all the silt and the mud and that out, and you're left with the artifacts on the table.
Oh. Is that Charles maybe that was waving at us? Ian?
I'm going to try to get a better look here.
Yeah, Charles is out there on the other side. That'll be Charles, and it looks like Charles and Scott maybe.
Scott's back, standing.
Oh, Scott's
What's that, mate?
stand.
Scott Barlow is back to it.
Yeah,
It looks like it, mate. Yeah.
in that on the what's it called?
Wash plant.
Yeah. No, Scott's in a gray shirt.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Busy, busy folks.
They're such good sports.
It's interesting that we're able to get a big washer there. That's why they were digging. I'm trying to figure out why they were digging over here earlier. It must be
Yeah. Yeah. You see a pump over there. There's a blue pump.
That is cool as hell.
I always felt so sorry for Jack because he's always covered in mud.
That does look like a lot of material, I would say,
Oh,
from
yeah.
the base of the
Oh yeah.
crane.
So a lot of activity happening in Smith's Cove today. I know, Greta, I know. Isn't that something? We're so close, but we can't just run over there and help out. I want to go help out. Who wants to go help out with the spoils looking through there? Hey, everybody. We'd all jump.
So what's happening here is obviously they're doing the spoils, but we've got the southwest winds just picking up a bit. So I want to get us around to the money pit to see that area and all the work there. So what I'm going to do is move the bodies around. So some people down the arse end here.
I'm gonna head
I
go
just
back
need
there.
to lift the bow a little so you guys don't get wet feet. So I'd like to see another couple of the heavier bodies down the arse and the little ones go up forward. So I'll stick you back up there, okay?
Yeah, you're up front.
I'll just take a couple of the heavy people.
Deb. Okay.
Come back in Ireland, that's going to be called the weave boat, okay? So the weave boat up forward. Yeah.
Here, do you want me to take that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we'll get out of the rough weather first.
Oh, this is cookies for the other boat.
Okay.
Oh!
Don't give the halfies a chance.
We'll get them when we get them around, huh? Christina? They'll get them on the way back.
Don't put your hand off.
Huh?
Put your hand off.
What we're going to do is we're going to go around the other side now. We're going to bring the bow up a little. And make sure you flip it. People with hands, flip your bike to the left, around back.
We're heading around Isaac's Point now, and we're going to come around to the money pit, and I'll keep going here as long as I can.
It went all the way out here.
Well, we're having a great time out here.
Apple Island comes way,
At-
way out. Cove?
We're having a great time out here at Oak Island on the Tony Sampson Salty Dog Sea Tour. Yeah, the crane is up working in the money pit right now, and we're going to come around and we'll get a good look at that here in just a couple of minutes. Sorry, I know I'm getting too close to my face. But, wow, what a beautiful day. It's an absolutely beautiful day out here. A little chilly, a little bit chilly out here because of the wind, but it's not too bad at all. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I'm going to flip this back around.
I did not expect to be one that
Oh, he picked it up now. money pit now, as you can see. And as soon as he slows down, I'll stand up and we'll get a better look at this to see what's happening.
I don't want to get your side.
No, you're fine. Oh, they're working the can right now. It's going in right now. Yeah, they're putting a can in right now. But it looks to me like it would be, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say exactly where it's going in at.
Got a lot of gear.
What's the matter? What do you need?
Somebody's got a wet ass.
Oh.
Now come fix you, Christina.
Oh, I don't have a wet ass.
Well, almost. Look on the
Oh.
back of your seat.
Oh.
Okay, so this is the money pit area, guys. So this is
I'm gonna
where it
try
all
to get up to the front.
started in 1795. There's the pump out the swamp.
Can I sneak up here to the front?
On
Oh,
our,
sorry. All right,
on our
here we go.
port bow there, guys. So you can see.
I'll sit right here. All right. Oh, wow, look at that.
That's Billy. Normally, yeah.
Yeah, that's Billy Gerhardt coming around in the little excavator.
Yeah, we do.
So that we could back to this.
There he
Hey,
is.
Hey.
Billy.
And look at that. I am not sure
So you can see all the work that's happening up there at the moment, eh?
what that big arm is.
So big, eh?
Yeah, I was wondering what that big, the big long,
The big, yeah.
Stabilizing arm.
yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I haven't seen that before.
So if you look up under the tent, guys, that's where the guys are working at the moment. So you'll see just
white
under
tent.
the
Oh, I
far
see
leg,
him. Yeah.
You'll see the guys in the tent. So that's
So
probably
that's
Ian
Terry
Spooner
Matheson
and Terry and those
Ian
guys.
and-
Oh, yes.
And St. Charles is over there, so he's not in this one.
Oh, they're so
Trying to hold this still.
Sorry.
So that's actually Scott Barlow up there as well. Never know.
Let's say it, shall
My mother's watching your life, Jeff.
Yeah, she said hi. There she goes. There's my calling.
What's going on the island?
Yeah, there's a lot of activity happening today.
So if you look very carefully, like Christina mentioned before, there's almost like a restaurant. There's so many steaks out
Where? Where are all the snakes? Those invisible snakes?
The invisible ones up on the hill there, though.
Yeah, I know. You can't hear very well. I didn't get a microphone on it.
This summer. This is just Thompson.
Oh, there's
Hey,
Ian.
Oh, it's Ian.
How you doing, buddy? That's me, mate.
Tony!
Me and Christina here on the arse end.
On the ass. Christina on the ass. That's awesome.
That's kind of special. We're that sort of people. We're special people, mate.
Here's Jeff.
Here's Jeff here, buddy.
I can't hear what
Scott's
he.
gonna be mad at him, he says.
Uh-oh.
Where's Scott?
Up on the hill there.
Oh, is he?
Right there.
Oh.
Oh, there he is.
See?
There he is.
So that was Terry up there. I think Scott might be up there as well, but I saw him in the hat.
Very. Oh, they're down at the wash.
What's that, buddy?
Branson, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri? It's Buffalo.
Go Bills.
So there's Ian. We were hanging out a little bit with Ian last night, and he had some interesting things to tell us.
That's Tommy in the other boat, Ian.
Oh, no, this is just yeah, it's just
He's driving off.
going by his outfit. That looks like a worker. Yeah. Bless him.
That sounds
Could be just a worker.
It was meant to pick up. This is what happens in the afternoons.
Yeah.
So a convection current, you can see this way it picks up. So it's normal.
What? Yes, Jeff is right here.
Jeff's right here, Ian.
Have a good evening tonight.
We will.
Wish you could be there.
Yep, he's got brand practice tonight. He said he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very busy going on right now.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Have you found the treasure?
Where's the treasure?
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
a question everybody has.
Thanks for giving me my share of those coins last night, buddy.
Don't tell me what a full explanation of a sea horizon.
Don't say anything.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yes, those famous words. Stay tuned.
Who's got the bag of cookies for these guys?
Thank you, Ian. Right
They-
here. Right here.
Trying to read the
That's
chat here.
awesome.
This is truly live after all. Yes, it is truly live after all, Nathan. That's for sure. Jeff, have you been to the Mug and Anchor? Yes, I have. We were going to go there last night, but it was closed, and so we didn't go.
Where am I going? Up front?
We ended up going over to the Oak Island Resort with Ian and Matt Lukeman, who are going to be on the podcast. They're both going to be on the podcast next Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have Matt Lukeman. We're about ready to collide with the other boat here. Matt Lukeman, Ian Spooner, and Fred Michaels are going to join us next Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have a lot of fun with them. We kind of got a preview of some of what they're going to talk about last night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Sorry about that, I got a little too close. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We really do. It's going to be fun.
That's the Stone Triangle area that Dunfield blew up.
But yeah, so they're definitely doing some. There's a can going in right now as we speak. Yeah, yeah. Over there is some cofferdam. I'm gonna flip this around. Right here, there's some metal cofferdam pieces, and this is the swamp right here.
Not only from maybe the Money Pit area.
This is the swamp, and that yellow pump is back. So they had a blue one over here, and the blue one is now on another part of the island.
So a reduction in the water temperature, exactly that. Yeah. So with that thermocline, it also might be a natural spring area. So
Okay, I'm going to shoot the money pit again. I'll come over here and sit down.
One of the many theories about this island. Maybe the ships were damaged in a storm, a savage storm off the coast, and they were forced to come.
wish I could walk over there. I really do. I would show all of you what's going on. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. But this is as close as we can get. But yeah, I can't wait. Tom Burns and I, we're going to be taking you through each and every episode as we go through this season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So whatever happens, whether it
I wish Tom was here with us today.
the money was never created going down. Money was created.
Amanda, it has been awesome. It really has been a great week that we've had so far. And then being out here with Tony, it's been absolutely wonderful. He's such a great guy. Ian and Matt, Lukeman, and all the guys. Okay, there's a band coming down. Yeah. Now, if they're gonna sneak the treasure out, would you not want to use a budget band?
Going in hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
He's on the move too. He's in a hurry.
Okay, we're coming around. But yeah, I'll keep this going here. That oscillator is turning. We can hear it.
Oh, who's that coming right there?
Yeah, I don't know who, or if that's anybody that's part of the show. I don't recognize that person. No, don't recognize that person. We don't know who that is.
Guys, we're just going to come around the other side now. So that's the swamp area over here, Slim. And so that's where the stone roadway, stone walkway.
There's a lot of that truck that was just here just unloaded something. Hang on, I'll swing it back around here. We're making a turn. There we go.
So the swamp itself, if you look through the swamp, I'll pull ahead a bit more and you'll see the other side of Fred Nolan's house. So the swamp does penetrate right the way through the island. So there's that big
Okay, we're going around. Yep.
and then you can see the top of Fred Nolan's roof there.
The eye of the swamp.
So in that second little peninsula that comes out, you might remember in season 1 and 2, that's where I was probing with the metal stake and found this stone pathway.
Yep.
Well, back in those days, we had no clue what it was. So I bought those flat rock stuff. The old Marty was like, yeah, kind of cool, but so what? Now we actually know. So that's the back.
Sorry,
of
it's
Nolan's property.
They're over there working.
I'm sorry it's so jittery. When I zoom in, it gets very jittery. I'm doing my best to hold still.
And so this was Sam Baldwin's lots here. So lot
Coming back
26,
around.
Lot 25.
There's
So
those
on the other side of the
cofferdam
point was where Sam's struck.
pieces.
Remember the
Hope I'm not making anybody seasick. I'm not holding it as still as I can, but yeah, I know. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're going to go back around. Tony's going to take us back around. Okay. All right. Go ahead and...
No, I'm good.
Okay. Sorry about all the jittery camera work, folks. I'm holding my cell phone. That's the only way I could go live out here was to hold on to my cell phone. So... yeah, that can is definitely going down. I can see it's getting lower and lower. I'll try to zoom in, but it's going to get really bouncy. Wow. All right. I know I'm not being very well holding it here. I'm trying to hold on to the boat. The water's getting pretty choppy. So, like I was saying, we've had a wonderful time here. We've seen a lot. We're going to be over at the Mug and Anchor tonight. We got reservations at 5 o'clock. It's wing night at the Mug and Anchor. We're going to be over there hanging out with the folks that are here on the boat, and some of the folks that are on the other boat as well. And we're gonna be hanging out there and doing some stuff tonight, having a few drinks. And like I said, you're gonna want to catch Ian Spooner, Matt Lukeman, and also Fred Michaels next Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun, and Tom Burns and I will be there, of course. And Tom and I are going to be doing the best we can to gather as much knowledge about what's happening on the island. Whoa. But we're going to be doing our best to bring it to you guys as soon as we get information. We're going to be bringing it out to you all to let you know what's happening on Oak Island as quickly as we can. This has been a wonderful treat for us to come out here. I'm going to come around. Oh, here we go. We're slowing back down. We're coming back around to the Smith's Cove, it looks like. I'm going to flip the camera around. We got Linda, Lorraine, and our friend Deb. Deb is right here, and Denise over here. Colin, of course, you guys know Colin. Kat up there in the front. Joe in the very front there, along with Len, and of course, you know Mr. Tony Sampson. And that wash plant is still going. I'm going to move over here so I can try to get a better shot. Yep. Oh, Jess, we are having a blast, that's for sure. Absolutely having a great time here today. Yeah, that wash plant is in full operation, no doubt about it. I can't wait to see the episodes and they find out what kind of spoils they're pulling from that. There's another excavator right there. Not sure what. Oh, he's working a spoils pile as well. I don't know how I'm going to be able to put a thumbnail on this thing. Yeah, but look at all those. I don't know if you guys can see those, but there's a lot of flags marker. That Gary Drayton. Look at all those flags. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch up there by that pile of wood. Yep. Yeah, so obviously he's been busy. Gary Drayton's been busy over there for sure. Yeah, there's a couple of stakes right there on the beach, and I don't know what those are. Yeah, that's the ones you were talking about, yeah. And of course, Tom Nolan's property. And we're coming back around to lot 5.
It's called The Dig. Anybody seen it? Some have, you, some haven't. Okay, so The Dig is actually a true story about a Viking ship that was found inland during World War II. And so this lady, she said to her farm worker, "Oi, I want those mounds taken down on my property and turned back into flatland." And so his hobby was archaeology. So he started digging these mounds in a place called Sampson.
Yes, it is, Linda.
And what he did was he found a Viking ship buried under the mountains. And it's called the Southern Route Treasure. And you can go to the British Museum in London. You can see the beautiful Viking faceplate and the jewels and the coins and the artifacts from that ship. And so all the stories of Vikings, you know, getting sent out in the funeral crier, set on light, poof, off he goes to Valhalla. Yeah, that was a warrior's death. And quite often the chieftain died away from his village. The ship was pulled inland.
I don't know if you can hear Tony.
If you go to the Orkney Islands, there's another burial chamber or two there called Caisson. So there's all kinds of strange stuff. And if you go down the south there, Cheddar Gorge, there's the story of the Cheddar Man. So they found him in one of the caves, and he dates back 5,000 years. So it just shows you people were burying their dead 5,000 years ago. So were the Vikings here? Of course they were. If you go up to Newfoundland, we've got a Viking settlement, the Elson Meadows, that dates back to around 950 or 1,000. So all that crap about Christopher Columbus finding the land is just that. That's crap.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while.
Vikings living in Nova Scotia 500 years before Columbus. Right. And it's not like they came all that way, jumped off, went for a pee and left. You know, it was a fishing village to which they came back. And it's been archaeologically excavated. So if you guys get the chance, please go up to the Elson Meadows and view the Viking village. And so, of course, the Vikings would have travelled. It's not like they got to up north there and said, "Oh well, I don't think we're going to go any further. We'll stay here." So, of course, they did. And so, it's not just the Vikings. We had the Portuguese.
Oh, they're over there now.
French. You know, there's been people wandering over here for thousands, and then it's the indigenous tens of thousands of years. So, this treasure that they talk about on Oak Island,
I lost
could
it.
be
There it
one
is.
or multiple of the things that they do.
That one's just part
Some people say,
Huh?
"Oh my
That
God,
one's
it's the
just-
night
Yeah, but there's
sparkler."
people over there now. There's a couple people standing there by the...
I do. I have two.
Okay, so here is a couple of questions. What year were the Knights Templar rounded up and excommunicated from the Catholic Church?
I know the answer. Do you know the answer? What year were the Knights Templar rounded up? It was, can I give him a hint?
Yes.
It was Friday the 13th.
Yes.
But what year? Yeah! Lan got it. 1307.
That makes sense, yeah.
So that's where, as called.
Oh, sorry.
God, I'm losing. I just called you Cove. I always do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, Jim, he's dead right. So that's where your Friday the 13th comes from. It doesn't come from some clown in a hockey mask called Jason and a holiday camp in the US. Friday the 13th actually comes from October, Friday the 13th, 1307. King Philip of France was so jealous of the tenants of the power and the treasure they had. And he owed them a lot of money. He didn't want to pay them back. So what he did was he leaned on to their Pope, Pope Clement, and he said, "Oi, Pope, let's round these guys up. Steal some
Oi.
of their stuff."
We owe them too much money.
So what he did was the Pope excommunicated them from the Catholic Church, called them heretics. Some of them were rounded up, including Jacques Desmoulins, the Grand Master. They tortured and persecuted them, confiscated his assets, and finally burned him at the stake outside Marseille. From his burning stake, he cried to the crowd that the Templars were not guilty. Two people were brought to justice before the idea. King Philip died in 100, Pope Clement died in 100. But most of the Templars managed to escape. Some say they went to Scotland. It's the Rosalind Chapel as well. Some to England. It's the Central Chapel in London. King Denis of Portugal refused to side with King Philip and Pope Clement. So a large portion of them went to Portugal. And because they believed they were God's soldiers, some went to So that group that left La Rochelle in France. Some
That's
people
funny,
speculate
Brenda.
That it could have been Sir Henry Sinclair, the Scottish emperor, that came to Oak Island or was coming down the coast and was blowing in to Oak Island by a fierce storm and forced to unload treasure onto this island. So whatever rabbit hole you go down, there's others to pop up.
I know, I'm sorry.
Some people speculate that the Mi'kmaq, the local indigenous people, may have helped them. And that's where the idea of their flag came from. Mirror and version of the United States. White background.
Look at all those steaks out there.
Here we are back
Oh
at
my
lot
God,
5.
You're making me hungry, Christina. Will you stop talking about steaks?
It's a stakeout. That's what Brenda said.
Oh my God, there is a lot.
Now I just want mushroom sauce and beer.
Yeah,
I don't
well.
have my steaks.
So many steaks.
Those are a lot of steaks. Oh my God. Where's Gary? And his lucky digger.
So, from my point of view, okay, lots of work, lots of drilling, all that hype up in the money pit area there. So, for me though, this is the spot that interests me the most. Lot 5.
Steaks.
Yeah, I agree.
But you see, I can't tell you guys what to think or what to believe. You know, this story, there's no right or wrong answers. You know, everything that's found, it doesn't give us any more answers. It just gives us a bunch more questions.
Yep.
Who was here? What were they doing? Why is this stuff here? You know, why is it on this island? And why is it a large portion on this island?
And I remember once that, Marty was asking the question about if you went out to any of these other islands out here and you did the kind of work that they've been doing, would you find these artifacts elsewhere?
That's a very good question, Jeff. And the answer is probably yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, gold and silver coins and jewelry wash ashore on the shores of Nova Scotia every year. You know, we have over 5,000 confirmed shipwrecks around the coast here. But on top of that are all the unconfirmed shipwrecks, the pirates, the privateers, the rum runners and the foreign navies. There's artifacts and treasure all around the coast of Nova Scotia. Some people speculate off the coast of Cape Breton, there could be billions of dollars. The 3 missing ships for pay ships for Fort Louisburg, well over $1 billion in treasure, all lying off the coast of Nova Scotia.
Wow.
So is there stuff on other islands? Of course there is. Is there shipwrecks around other islands? Of course there is. You know, just up the coast here, through the gap between those islands, we have one of the most famous shipwrecks that nobody's ever heard of. A sister ship to the Titanic. And that's called the SS Atlantic. It sank on April 1st, 1873. Beautiful. She was the last of the sailing ships and the first of the steamships. And again, she was an embarrassment to the White Star Line because all the women and children died that night. So you can go to Terrence Bay, to a private museum, the Terrence Bay Museum, to the wreck of the SS Atlantic, and you can see artifacts that us divers have donated to that museum prior to the change in the law here in Nova Scotia. And that were also donated by the local families down there. So that's why they call this coast the graveyard of the Atlantic.
Wow.
What was the change in the law
They
Got a
revealed
new
the treasure
road.
trove. So what it means now is that
They put in
instead of
right
treasure
there.
these divers being able to dive and recover treasure, it all belongs to the government.
They're in
Even
there
if a vast treasure
working
is
right
found
now.
on this island, it doesn't go to Marty and Rick. The vast majority go to the government.
That's one dig site right there. And there's another one right over there. So is that both features that we saw last season? I don't know. The circular feature, and then it was the other one that they, Helen was in charge of one and Jamie Kuba was in charge of the other one. You see Fiona right there. She's working that one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A sifter. I couldn't think of the word. Not like steaks. I know steaks well. Sifter, I couldn't think of it.
I'm terrible. Give me a drink and I'm worse.
That's for later on tonight at the mug.
So many waves.
So to your point, Jeff, I mean, Marty's right. Yeah, there's so much strange stuff on this island, but you see the stories of treasure on this island date back, way, way, way back before the 1700s, like we mentioned before, Captain Kidd. And this island was cut up by a guy called Charles Morris in 1762. And out of all the islands in Mahone Bay that were cut up, this is the one that he chose to cut up and make into 32 4-acre lots. And those 32 4-acre lots were sold not just to farmers, but treasure hunters as well. And you see, Charles Morris wasn't a very imaginative man, because when he named this island, he called it Island Number 28. And so
Wow.
Oak Island wasn't always Oak Island. Oak Island started its life as Smith Island after Captain Smith. Captain Smith, Captain Gifford, Captain Rouse, Captain Andrews divided the islands and Mahone Bay up amongst themselves. Then it was the good British called it Gloucester Island in the early 1700s. And then our friend Charles Morris, he called it Island Number 28. And then the locals in the late 1700s called it Oak Island because of the strange canopy oaks and red oaks that we had on the eastern side.
There you go.
When did you say they started?
Yeah, they got a new
They
road
owned
that they
17
put
late
into Lot 5.
Yeah. 1762.
You can see
Charles
it very
Morris
clearly
built
right
Island
there,
Number
running
28.
through that.
So those oak trees that you mentioned,
there.
were they native to the area? Or were
And
they
two
had-
excavation sites
Again,
currently working
nobody really knows 'cause
right
there's
there,
none in
and
there.
they're pretty close together, and they're not
If they
far
were
in from the
true
shore.
canopy oaks,
You can see that one.
then they
Well,
were
well,
indigenous to the
it focused on my
Carolinas.
hand, but you can see that one right in there, and they're
When
working
they
in
talk
it
about
now.
red oak
And
had
then
a
just a
canopy,
few
but they're
yards
not
away,
canopy oaks.
over just a little bit to
So,
the
if you just Google canopy oak, it's a
over
different
to the
creature.
side of it, over here, there's another one right in there.
And
So there's two
again,
sites being
nobody's
worked
around
at. Now
from
we
the
knew
1700s.
before that there was the circular
to
feature, and
verify
then
these
also
things.
the
And
other
that's
one
the
that
thing,
Helen was in
rumors
charge of.
and stories, the more
But
years that go past,
I
they grow and
thought
they change.
I didn't think that they were that
Things
close
that they'll say
together.
about us.
So
We're
that's
all-
kind of curious
all,
that
you know,
maybe
with
they
my
have
family, where they're from
found
and,
a
you know, some of
new
the stories
site
about the highwayman, you know, and the poems
in Lot 5 to
you know,
work.
people, you know,
So
put their
very
spin on it
curious.
now. But when I was a kid growing up, my grandmother used to tell me about people called moon cussers. And so they were people that cursed the moon. You know, and it was the same in Cape Cod, these moon cussers. Because what they would do is lure ships ashore. So they would wave lights and lanterns and the ships would wreck on the reefs. They were called wreckers or moon cussers. They would go down and cut the throats of the sailors and then steal the artifacts from the ships. And so just like there's a poem written, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies, and I'll watch the wall, my darling, as the gentlemen go by. So what that means is you would turn around and look at the wall so you didn't see the gentlemen go by. These gentlemen that were going into the pubs, fencing and selling the items that they had wrecked from these ships,
Oh,
or
wow.
stolen from the Caribbean highway.
Right, yeah, right.
Wow.
So you always hear that line, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
Yeah.
But you've got to finish it and watch the wall, my
All right,
darling, as
folks.
the gentlemen.
Gonna log off here. We've been on about an hour. I wanted to show you some of the
Just
activity.
Google it, Ken.
We definitely have
And you'll
activity
read the
going
whole
on over
poem.
there where the supposed dam was from Zena's map. That's on the just north of the eye of the swamp. There's definitely activity happening there right now.
God,
Oops, sorry.
I should be getting
Sorry
paid by
about that.
Google the amount of stuff I tell you.
And then also a big activity with the wash plant up in Smith's Cove. And then Caisson's going in the money pit. So lots of things happening. I did, boy, I wish I could tell you some of the things that I've heard. But there is supposedly more money going into the season for equipment and manpower than ever before. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. So, all right, that's it. We're at 1 hour, and we're gonna cut it here. I'll go live if I can. If I find something else interesting to show you all about, we'll do it again. Look at my hair. Oh my gosh, I've been out here in the wind. But yeah, thank you, folks, for being here. I really wish Tom Burns, my right-hand man. It's From now on, it's not Jeff's Oak Island series that we're running. It's Tom and Jeff's Oak Island series, because Tom is a very important part of what we're doing here on the J Free 906 podcast with the Curse of Oak Island series. And you know, he's been doing a lot of pictures and stuff. Love him to death. I wish he could be here with us right now as we were going through today's boat ride with Tony Sampson. And again, I'm going to tell you folks, if you ever come to this area and you want to look around, and if you're interested in the Curse of Oak Island and you love this area, you really need to take the Salty Dog Sea Tour with Mr. Tony Sampson right here. He has shared so many good stories and taken us around, and it's been fabulous with being here with us. This is my second time on his tour. I plan to do it every single time we come here. Do not miss Salty Dog Sea Tours with Tony Sampson. This man is awesome, I tell you, and he's a good friend. And but with that said, I'm going to say goodbye. We'll catch you later. We'll try to work on this a little bit as we go along, and if we get anything else that we can tell you about, I'll let you know as soon as possible. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time right here on the J Free 906 podcast. So goodbye, everybody.